Hi, I'm Abby, and this is Abby Matt Reads, and Spencer's back.
Yay, hello!
Although he's usually only here for tags, I'm having him today for this book haul, because I have about 9 books stacked all on top of one another, and I need him to pass them to me, because I'm the clumsiest person in the world.
Yep.
And, I think I need help.
Well, you need help with a few things.
He's so rude.
But you love me.
Debatable.
Oh, I know.
No, I do love you, really. Okay, so it was my birthday on the 27th of July, and with birthday money from really nice aunts and things, I've bought some books. I was given some books as presents, and I can do my first ever book haul now.
Yay!
Yay! I've never actually, because I'm very poor, as I have already informed you. Yeah, we live in the slums. But we are going to go through all the books that I currently have. So, should we start with the first one?
Yep, book number 1.
That pile is precarious. Book number 1, which you can see I've read most of already, is World After. It's the sequel to Angel Fall and it's part of a trilogy, the Penryn and the End of Days trilogy, that I have been buddy reading with Talia from Bookish Paradise. They're very good books. It centres on the aftermath of angels coming back down to Earth and basically destroying it and enslaving humans and terrorising humans and killing humans. And it's really action-packed. It's really fast-moving. And it's just really good to read as a buddy read because it's not too hard. So if you just set yourself even 10 chapters a day, you could just fly through it. And I'm really pleased with it. Yeah, so put that gently down. Don't hurt my book.
There you go. I now numero bucco 2.
The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I have heard people on BookTube rant about this book. It's about a reclusive Hollywood icon, Evelyn Hugo. She has had 7 husbands. She's had this kind of glitzy showbiz life. And there's this woman that's helping her write her, I think it's her memoirs or her autobiography. Her write her story. It says story, so I can't say whether it's an autobiography or a memoir. And some people don't even know the difference, so whatever.
No, I don't.
But it looks good. It looks about glamour and like betrayal, and obviously there would be a reason she's had 7 husbands. She doesn't sound like a very stable, happy person.
No.
So I'm very much looking forward to this because everyone I have seen on BookTube that has read this has loved it. So I'm looking forward to reading this. I'll try putting these over here so you don't have to knock down the pile.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Oh, I need some water.
Alright then, people. Water is going in.
Yeah, next book.
Bucco 3.
Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. I have read 2 Gillian Flynn books before. Obviously, I've read Gone Girl because everyone was read Gone Girl and I love that. And I've read Dark Places, I think it is, which obviously wasn't as good as Gone Girl because you can't get as good as Gone Girl. But I've heard really good things about this. Zoe off BookTube read it for her BookTube-a-thon TBR and gave it 5 stars out of 5. And it's also a TV series that's already started airing, and I've just been recording them because I want to read. I'm obsessed with always reading the books before the TV.
Yeah, you are.
The TV and the film. So I want to read this fast because I've got loads of them recorded and stacked up on my was it the planner?
Yeah.
On the planner on Sky. So I was looking forward to reading this, and I know it's about obviously a mystery. It's a thriller, and I've heard that the main character is quite like unstable, not the nicest of characters to have, and Gillian Flynn does that really well in her when she writes women. She doesn't like make them very soft or anything. They are quite hard women. I mean, you would know from, I can't remember the main character, the female character's name in Gone Girl, but but if you do, you know what I mean.
Right then. Next one is a massive book.
Yeah.
I can barely carry.
Oh, so hard for him. Under the Dome by Stephen King. I love Stephen King books, but I don't often read them because I'm always too distracted by other books to do it. But I've heard about this one for years, and I have wanted to read it for a while. And I love how big it is. Just look at that.
Massive
I wonder
book.
how many pages are in it. I thought it was upside down for a second then. It's about 900 pages in it, and the font, if you can just see, is absolutely tiny. So this will keep me busy for a while.
Woohoo!
And if you don't know what it's about a small New England town that suddenly finds itself under this dome, and apparently there's something about a politician that that tries to take power of the people inside the dome. So it does sound really good, and you can't really go wrong with Stephen King. Even in his books that are not that exciting, the writing is still amazing. So another good one.
Okay then, and now a nice little book.
The Tudor Crown. I picked this up in my local supermarket for £4, and because it's historical fiction, and I haven't been reading that much historical fiction lately, I thought I would buy it. And it's about the aftermath of the War of the Roses, where Henry Tudor, who is now had to go into exile because obviously he lost the War of the Roses. It's about his mother, who she has to have an alliance with the Yorkist monarchy, and therefore marries. Who does she marry?
Some fella, some bloke.
She marries Lord Stanley. So and then her loyalties are torn between God and the king and her son. And I love anyway any books about the Tudors. They're my favourite, because I think I have a thing about scandalous families. The Tudors and the Kardashians, I'm just both obsessed with.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, and whenever I read like historical fiction, is usually set around like King Henry VIII's time. So having something set a little earlier is actually a really interesting thing for me. And I hope that it's not the best of covers, is it? So I'm hoping that this book will actually be one of those things where you shouldn't judge it by its cover.
Hopefully so. Right, and now, book I can't remember what number we're on, but this one.
I can't remember what number. 5?
Something like that. I'll take that.
Yeah, okay. This is A Study in Charlotte, and it's about it's about Sherlock Holmes' great granddaughter, who's living in Connecticut for some reason.
Random.
And there's Jamie Watson, who gets a rugby scholarship to this prep school that he meets Charlotte in. Charlotte Holmes, by the way. And there's a murder in the prep school, and they're both framed for it, so they have to try and find out who the real killer is. I'm actually going to buddy read this with Cressida from Starcross Books. I'll put a link to her channel below, as well as Talia's, who I'm buddy reading World After with. And I'm really looking forward to reading it. She picked it, and I'd never heard of it before. But people are making a fuss of the third one in the series, so I think it would be nice to catch up. And I do love a good buddy read, and Cressida is really amazing. So I'm looking forward to it. I have to wait until she finishes the book-tube-a-thon. So Monday we're going to start, and I'm looking forward to it loads, and I want to read all the ones in the series.
Right, and next one.
We're on to the hardbacks.
All the exciting ones.
Yeah. Right, this is Cersei. I know this is another one that all the booktubers are going mad about, and it's set on a character in Greek mythology called Cersei. I really hope I'm pronouncing that right, because until I heard a lot of people say it, I thought it was pronounced Cersei or something, but I don't think it is now. And it's about Cersei, who is born to the gods but doesn't fit in, so she's banished to Earth, and there she learns quite dark magic. And it sounds really interesting. I'm really fascinated with like not historical figures, but historical like religious figures. And I'm really looking forward to this. And it smells Oh my god, this is how book nerds get high. Just sniffing new books, even old books, just books. Sniff a book, get high.
That's some random advice for all you people out there. No, probably not the best advice you're going to get all day.
It might be.
You never know, depends what kind of day you're having. Well, if you're watching this, you're obviously having a good day, so...
Well, your day is now better for watching me.
Yeah, see, remember that, peoples.
Yeah.
Right, and now...
Oh, another historical fiction for The Poison Bed.
Not a bed I want to get into.
And it's by E.C. Fremantle, who wrote books about Tudor figures under the name of Elizabeth Fremantle, and I loved her books. I especially loved The Queen's Gambit, which she wrote, which was about Catherine Parr, the last of King Henry VIII's wives, and she was my favourite of all the wives, so I love reading that. But this, she's actually turned into a fiction that's not a portrayal of any royals, and it's set in autumn 1615, and there are a couple, Robert and Francis, and Robert has saved Francis from an abusive relationship or marriage, I don't know, and then a murder arises and you don't know who did it, and it could be one of this couple. So it's like a mystery and it's historical fiction, which is right up my street.
Right then. And now, last but by no means least...
The Surface Breaks by Louise O'Neill. I have actually heard a lot of bad things about this one.
Ooh.
But I really want to try reading it for myself. It's a retelling of The Little Mermaid, but in a kind of feminist way. Louise O'Neill, I've read a few of her books. I've read Only Ever Yours and Asking for It. And while I didn't love them, I really kind of connected them. I think Louise O'Neill has a great way of drawing you into the story and making you care about the characters. So I'm hoping this is it. And it is about a mermaid who falls in love with someone on land. But there's this whole thing, isn't there, that Ariel, she lost her voice, and because she wanted a man, and I wonder how this will be tackled in a kind of feminist way. So that is the last book in my book haul. As you can see, I'm going to be a very happy, busy reading Abby.
Yay!
Yeah, so he can watch as much wrestling and football as he wants.
Woohoo! I know, only a week till West Ham's back.
Any West Ham fans out there, put your name in the comments. Right, so I've got to do my outro now.
Yes, you have.
Right, okay, and I'm going to do it this time. I'm not going to get him to do it.
Woohoo!
Okay, so thank you for watching. If you have read any of the books I've read, or if you want to read them and you have something to say, please put it in the comments. I love getting comments. I never know. I can't figure out my own phone, so I don't know how to see my comments. So he manages my comments. He reads them to me, and because it's on his phone. Why are my comments shown on his phone and not mine? I don't know. I'll never know. But yeah, but I love comments. They make me really excited. And please put a like on it as well, because I really get excited when that happens. But the thing I get excited about most of all is when I get a subscriber.
Yay!
Yeah, I am an itty bitty small channel, and your subscription will really, really mean the world to me if you could do that. I am on Twitter at AbbyMattReads. I have a Facebook page, which is facebook.com/AbbyMattReads. And I think that's it.
Yeah, that's everything.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my first ever book haul. Like I said, I'd love to hear your thoughts on any of these books. And until next time, bye.
Bye.